Hey friends, Rob here, and I'm back at you with another video. Today we're talking about the 3 devices that completely revolutionized the way I create video products for my clients. If that sounds like fun to you, stick around. We're about to jump into it. Today we're going to be talking about the Tail 2, the YoloBox Extreme, as well as camcorders. Whichever one you want to look at. There are plenty fine ones, but professional grade camcorders, the E&G style is what we're talking about. This is going to be a recap of those videos, and I've got 4 specific instances where I'm going to share with you how they have helped me the most with videos. So, does that sound exciting? I think so. Before we jump into it, please help me. I need your help. Hit that like button and subscribe to the video. I'd really love to get to 13,000 subscribers somewhere soon. In the next month would be great. So help me out with that. As well as if you like this video and you want to get any of this gear, you want to save 5 or 10% on some of the different things we talked about, specifically the Tail 2, then go ahead and use my links down below. That'll take you there. You'll get fast, great shipping, as well as some money off your products, and you'll pay less and I'll get a little kickback. So helps everybody. But if you don't want to do that and you just want to send thanks through PayPal, use those PayPal links, send me a cup of coffee or a case of beer, or the Amazon links. Any of that helps. So let's get into it. The very first product that helped with everything was the original YoloBox. Guys, I have been using YoloBox since, I don't know, 2019, I don't know, whenever it came out. I can't even remember. I've used every model that they have, and I've got them all right here. YoloBox was revolutionary. Let me take you back to a tale. Let me cast a line, a yarn. Bear with me as we sing this sea shanty, so to speak. And do you remember what it was like to stream in 2015? Probably not. What about 2017? What about 2019? What about 2020? Okay, 2020, you might start remembering because of COVID. Everyone was streaming, they were inside. YoloBox came out before that. So prior to COVID, YoloBox had put out their first device, the YoloBox. This 2 HDMI input, 1 USB input like webcam, audio in with a mic level in, mic or line, but USB-C charging, battery-powered, Wi-Fi, SIM card, or USB dongle, all-in-one streaming device. Does it sound amazing yet? It is. And what it allowed you to do with this 7-inch screen was something I could never do before. Picture back in the day in 2015 where if you wanted to stream, you needed to set up a server for your client to view through your website. So you had to know how to set up an RTMPS server or an RTMP server at the time. You might do it secured or not. Anyways, I digress. You then needed to know how to set up the transfer infrastructure for wherever you were going to be, Wi-Fi, Ethernet, GPS, cellular. And then you needed to be able to get the devices that you wanted to stream into it, meaning the video, sync it all, add the audio without any drift, and then send it seamlessly so that you could stream in 1080p at 8 megabits per second. But you weren't streaming in 1080p at 8 megabits per second. You were streaming at 720 if you were lucky, at 2 megabits if you were lucky based on your infrastructure. Take that and do it inside in a building with a corporation backing behind you, like you're part of a big company or something, or part of the TV news. Yeah, no problem. Easy peasy with a satellite truck, but now try doing it with your cell phone. Or just try doing it with your Wi-Fi. And then try doing it on the beach. Guys, by the time YoloBox came out with, or YoloLive came out with YoloBox, I was already ready to try it because I had done this on location, on the beach, in fields, in a barn, and it was difficult. Computer, table, audio interface, video interface, live stream switcher, all the encoder, of course using a laptop, but the laptops may not have had the greatest battery life at the time, especially the PCs. So you had to bring a power supply with you, right? Guys, it required a team. YoloBox brought this production to you in a way that you could do it pretty much as one person or a smaller team, and you could do it anywhere. Fast forward today, and you've got devices like YoloBox Extreme. And the number one way, of course, I stream, but the number one way I use YoloBox Extreme is actually as an input device to create my programs with multiple inputs and all the video assets and overlays that I want and record internally, and then give that copy pre-edited to my client. When people ask me to do a podcast, I have two questions. You want the pre-edit podcast or the post-edit podcast? What's the difference? The pre-edit is the one I give right out of here. The post-edit is the one I take and do from my camera. Most people choose the pre-edit. The benefit of the post-edit is that I can change the scenes if someone was picking their nose. Generally speaking, with a good eye and knowing what you're doing, the pre-edit out of here is excellent for what they're doing, which means they get a cheaper price. I get a faster workflow, which means my per hour cost goes up, but it stays down for my client, and I have less work to do. All from YoloBox Extreme, or YoloBox Pro, or Ultra, or the original OG, or YoloBox Mini, or what about YoloBox InStream, or YoloBox Max? Did I tell you they had all the products? Guys, I love using YoloBox. In just a minute, we're going to talk about my favorite camera, which is the pan, tilt, zoom, and rotate camera from Obsbot. But before I talk about this camera, I've got to get you to this camera. This is a camcorder. So many people exalt the benefits of mirrorless cameras, right? And don't think twice about a camcorder. Well, the reality is quite simple. When we talk about a camcorder, we're talking about a device that has everything built into it. Most people will say, jack of all trades, but master of none. But it actually continues. But most of the time, master of all, or better than one. There's a couple of different ways that this rhyme can continue. Go check it out and leave it down in the comments below. The point that I'm making is, generally speaking, a jack of all trades is used to say, oh, someone's not really great at everything. They're just pretty good at stuff. But most of the time, a jack of all trades is something that can, you're the Swiss Army knife. You're the MacGyver. You can get it done. You want to have a breadth of knowledge that allows you to do multiple things. Enter the camcorder. Now, today, I do agree, there is much less need of a camcorder because of mirrorless cameras. And generally speaking, when people ask me, which one should they get? I say about 95% of the time, get the camera, the mirrorless camera. About 5% of the time, get the camcorder. If you need a camcorder, you know you need a camcorder because you need the long zoom, the multiple codecs, you need the long battery life, you need the independently heavy weight of this, the larger size, the generally better in-camera stabilization because of the weight and the more room that they have, as well as the professional audio inputs. However, what it's doing is it puts all of those together in one thing. Generally speaking, the larger sensor in this is going to be better, especially in low light, but not necessarily. People get caught up over the sensor. The reality is that the 1-inch sensor in here is excellent, and I'll show you examples later, and it rivals this full-frame sensor in my Panasonic S5. The difference is noticeable in different situations. I had a person ask me a question the other day about the camcorder I'm using right here. They said, hey, how come those low-light videos that you did at the beach have no noise? Seems suspicious. What a moron. I posted the entire video, and if you watched it, you would see the entire video, meaning the behind the scenes about how I got it. People think that large sensor has everything to do with getting the greatest image. That's not true. Your brain and what you know has more to do with how you get a great image, your experience and knowledge, than the gear that you use. Now, if you have no experience and knowledge, the gear can help you only so much. But if you have experience and knowledge, that can help you more than the gear can. That's what I'm saying. So getting into camcorders was revolutionary for me because it allowed me to do more jobs at one time. In fact, I love camcorders more than cameras because of every reason. I've made plenty of them. But generally speaking, I can grab this and go. I don't have to think about it. I can do a wedding documentary or a wedding video, a corporate documentary. I can do a short indie type of film. I can record wrestling. I can go record a band. I can do everything with this camera or camcorder and not worry about anything. No lens, no swapping, no changing, no nothing. However, now we're going to move over to the Tail 2. Now, I've used the Tail Airs, and the Tail 2 is where the system of using a pan tilt zoom camera really has developed. Notice that all these things can work together in conjunction, and that's really the secret or the tip. But the Tail 2 it solves a problem other PTZ cameras had, which was that they can pan, tilt, and zoom, but if they weren't level, your image would be off the horizon. This adds R. This is a PTZ R camera, and it is able to rotate the horizon so that it's always level. Not only is this genius, but we've got almost a 1-inch sensor. I don't remember the exact spec, but it really doesn't matter because it's a large sensor specifically for pan, tilt, zoom camera. And it has an optical zoom of 5 times optical. Obsbot is in a beautiful position with these beautiful cameras to have given a powerful battery-powered, internally recording up to 160 megabits per second, 4K 60, pan, tilt, zoom, and rotate small camera that can be placed on the ceiling using a C-clamp or a rafter clamp and a guide wire. And now you've got something that you can put anywhere and get zoomed in, high-quality images all the time. Okay, so when you look at these 3 devices together, they serve a powerful function. The camcorder has everything you need, including the viewfinder. Pick it up, throw it on your shoulder, and run and gun. I don't know that you could necessarily do that without a bunch of stuff. I mean, you could put one of these on a gimbal and run it around, but then how are you going to monitor it? You're going to have to use the app. Okay. But this gives you ultimate portability and placement. I'm not putting this camcorder anywhere near a ceiling. I'm usually going to put it on a gimbal, and I'm going to man pack it somewhere and use it with a camera operator. This one can be used 3, 4, 8 from afar using a remote camera operator. Wow, remote camera operator. And of course, it has an NDI. And then YoloBox has the ability to take all those signals and create the product on site. So there you have it. Used as a podcast situation, used as a live event wrestling where things are moving around, use case of being used as a static event production, or for wedding production in a larger conglomerate with multiple devices. All of these devices we've been talking about today work intimately together with one another, and they have created, for me, the best opportunity for business production and video creation that I've ever had. And I'm so thankful to even have them. It's absolutely awesome. So if you like this, if you found any of this helpful, I would suggest send me a cup of coffee through PayPal, ask me a question, I will answer it. And guys, I'll catch you all on the flip side. I want to thank you for watching. Remind you, see you later. Bye for now.